It's been an action-packed year in the 2011 Asia Pacific Rally Championship, with victory for some, drama and frustration for others. As the teams gather in Hokkaido, Japan for the fifth and penultimate round of the 2011 APRC, Proton's Chris Atkinson has a clear lead in the driver's title, with 109 points from victories in Malaysia, New Caledonia and the last round in New Zealand.
It's one of the most important weekends of our year, obviously, to consolidate the championship. We need to get a good result. We've got Alistair who's going to be pushing hard, but the roads are some of the trickiest of the year, some of the loosest and some of the biggest rocks we've seen around as well, so it's not going to be easy.
Teammate Alistair McRae is one of those drivers who've suffered all kinds of dramas throughout the year. But somehow the wily Scott and co-driver Bill Hayes have kept their Proton in the events. And second place in the points is due to their determination to get to the finish in any circumstances. McRae, though, ends up 23 points behind Atkinson.
We've got to get a win here, that's the bottom line. If we could do that, then, there's a possibility. But, Chris he's been going very well this year. He is that bit ahead, so we'll see what happens. Definitely not easy roads, and I know last year the Group N cars worked very quick here, just with the extremely long straights and the high speeds. And some of them are quite loose, where the turbo engine's probably slightly better. But, the car's definitely improving all the time. We've shown its pace this year.
Indian driver Gaurav Gill was an early leader in the driver's title. But after a disastrous run in New Zealand, where the MRF driver crashed, not once but twice, he slipped down the order to third place, 46 points behind Atkinson.
You're kidding me.
Mitsubishi has always been strong in Hokkaido, the turbocharged Lancer thriving on the high-speed roads. And now the MRF team has upgraded Gill's car to R4 spec.
Yeah, of course, I do really enjoy this event. It's been good for us last year. And as you said, the car does go quite well here. It's going to be fast, and because it's twisty and a lot of mountain and it's quite rough, I think we might be able to match the Super 2000 Protons. We might be able to. I think apart from that, we're obviously running the new car, so we still haven't seen the full potential of the car yet. And it's the new R4, and we've got about 70% of the bits on the car. We couldn't really do the other 30% because we ran out of time.
Pertamina Cusco driver Rifat Sungkar is fourth in the series after 4 rounds and still in with a mathematical chance of taking the championship. But the Indonesian definitely made things difficult for himself with a spectacular rollover and retirement in New Zealand.
Oh my God.
The championship's still a possibility, but you've really got to win, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I will work really hard. The point difference is quite a lot, but it still have a chance because the new system applies more points in each round, and we still look at, there is a chance to score a big point.
2011 Rally Hokkaido is the 10th anniversary of the event. And one man who's competed every year is MRF Mitsubishi driver Katsu Taguchi.
I have done maybe 10 times in the Rally Hokkaido, so I'm very happy to be here.
What is the trick here? What to going fast?
Actually, it's this year the more gravel on the top, so I think it needs to be slippery than it's a couple of the years. So I think we must be careful, especially the first time through the road.
Yes. And the second and third time through, of course, it gets rougher, doesn't it?
Yeah, the second time is the best condition for the second loop. So third time we're going to be very rough. So we have to change suspension setup.
Well, look, good luck on your 10th event, and let's hope to see you on top of the podium.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thursday's shakedown gives all the Asia Pacific teams an opportunity to test their cars and get a feel for the event. Japan is a round of the APRC Asia Cup, and one of its leading contenders is Yuya Sumiyama in a Cusco-prepared Mitsubishi Evo 10. On his home event, the young Japanese driver is always extremely fast, and so he's expected to be one of the front runners. Malaysian rally champion Mohamed Rafiq is doing the 2011 Asia Cup as his team builds to a full campaign in 2012.
Light 3, long to keep in.
Driving an MRU Motorsport Subaru, he's quickly on the pace.
Light 4.
Also joining the MRU team for Hokkaido is Brian Green. While the Kiwi hasn't rallied in Japan since 2007, Green has been a consistent finisher throughout the season and is sitting in 6th place on the drivers' points table. A new Mitsubishi Evo 9 for Tomohide Hasegawa should see the Japanese driver setting some good times as he aims to finish on the leaderboard in the Asia Cup. A rally show prior to the start sees huge numbers of fans out autograph hunting. And with the large field of cars also on display, it's no wonder there's a big crowd. Over the start ramp go 3 of Proton's new 1.6-litre Satrias. Malaysian legend Karamjit Singh, who leads the points in the APRC two-wheel drive cup, is followed by Japanese driver Akira Bamba, leader of the Junior Cup. The spectators cheer on the youngest competitor in the event, 18-year-old Michael Young from New Zealand, driving a brand new Satria 1.6 built by the Cusco Proton team. From the ceremonial start, the competitors head straight into stage 1, a short blast at night around a 1.2 kilometre super special. Quickest of the APRC competitors is Chris Atkinson in an S2000 Proton, with Gaurav Gill just 0.2 of a second slower in the R4 spec Mitsubishi.
2- right.
Sunkar is third quickest in the Pertamina Cusco Mitsubishi. It's an early start the next morning as the competitors line up for 3 stages, each run 3 times over a mixture of surfaces. It all starts with a fast public road stage called a Shoro Long, and it's Taguchi who's first away. Next up is Atkinson, who loves fast flowing roads, and it shows in the times. He's a full 10 seconds quicker than next fastest, McRae. But then on the next test, the 28-kilometre Kaniwa stage, it's McRae who turns the tables, winning by nearly 15 seconds to move into the lead, 3.4 seconds ahead of Atkinson. At the end of the stage, the MRF Mitsubishis have dropped nearly 30 seconds behind the Protons. While they're the quickest in a straight line, neither Taguchi nor Gill is able to keep up with the Protons in the tight, twisty sections.
800 care bump.
The battle for two-wheel drive honours is intense, with the fast-flowing roads ideally suited to the lower-powered Proton Satrias. Local star Akira Bamba setting the initial pace.
4:70.
At the end of stage 2, Bamba is 6 seconds in front of his main rival, Karamjit Singh.
4 right plus.
Enjoying his first experience of international rallying is Young, third in class and just 5 seconds behind Singh. The pace and agility of the 1600cc Proton allows Young to catch and pass some of the slower four-wheel drive competitors.
5 left.
Already in trouble are some of the Asia Cup drivers. Hasegawa grinding to a halt with gearbox problems on stage 2. Rafiq has gearbox problems too in his MRU Subaru and is having to hold it in gear. It costs the Malaysian a lot of time and he drops to the back of the field.
Left 4 plus. Light 5.
As always, the Rikubetsu spectator stage, while only 4.6 kilometres long, is a real test for the drivers, with some spectacular jumps and a mixture of slippery surfaces. Leader McRae wins the stage by 1 second to increase his lead on teammate Atkinson to 4.5 seconds. He comes into the final control happy with his morning.
Yeah, it's been good. We were a bit too slow and too safe in the first stage. After that, we've been pushing hard and the car's working really well, so I'm all happy.
Gurev's saying it's quite slippery out there. Are you finding that?
Yeah, very, very slippy. You've got to try and drive the car in the line. As soon as you're off the line, it's extremely slippy, so, but yeah, no problem, good.
Despite appearances, Atkinson eases off in some of the rough sections, but not enough to allow the MRF Mitsubishis to close in.
Left and tightens 5 very long, opens, 200, middle flat crest.
Gill, as always, is pushing to the maximum, and he's happy with his new Mitsubishi. Nevertheless, after 5 stages, he's still 36 seconds behind leader McRae.
40. 5 minus left over crest into 3 right, tightens 2.
Teammate Taguchi has not had the confidence to push because of severe understeer, and both MRF cars head to service to make setup changes. Sumiyama is next of the APRC drivers, third fastest over the Rikubetsu stage, but already 1 minute behind the leading Protons. Sumiyama's Cusco Puramina teammate Sungkar is over 2 minutes off the pace, struggling to come to grips with the very fast but narrow Hokkaido roads.
200.
Having not driven in this rally for several years, Green has used this morning to settle into the pace and is 10th of the APRC competitors.
6 right, 80.
After a great result in the Malaysian round, Asia Cup competitor Aki Hatano is hoping to do well on his home event. But unfortunately, he has a big crash shortly after this and retires. As teammates McRae and Atkinson battle it out for four-wheel drive honours, it's a similar fight in the two-wheel drive class between Singh and Bamba.
5 right short and 4 left plus.
After 4 stages, Singh holds a very slender 0.7 of a second lead, even though he has brake issues. On the second run through stage 6, Ashuro Long, Atkinson puts the hammer down and takes back the lead. The Australian is 8 seconds faster than teammate McRae and so leads by 3.2 seconds.
9 left plus long, 120. Late mid, 8 left opens, then crest brake 40, late 6 left long.
His hold on the top spot is made easier on the 28-kilometre Kaniwa test when McRae has a puncture. There's no choice but to stop and change the wheel.
Medium minus. Near stop. Yeah, 150, flat bumps, 350. Keep going down the 350.
2.5 minutes are lost and McRae falls from 2nd to 5th. Sumiyama catches McRae just after he's changed the wheel. And so begins a wild ride as the Japanese driver chases the Proton through the remainder of the stage. It takes some bravery and utter faith in your pace notes to maintain this sort of pace through the blinding dust.